Hi, welcome to Conversations with Rob Fraboni, the interview show where Rob interviews key people who have made a contribution to the music industry. I'm your host, Paul Norman, and I want to welcome all of you to this show with Rob. He's an award-winning Grammy winner, record producer, sound engineer, and he's worked with the likes of the band, the Rolling Stones, Joe Cocker, the Beach Boys, Eric Clapton. I can go on, but he also was a VP of Island Records and oversaw the remastering process of the entire Bob Marley catalog, and made a huge contribution on one of the industry best rock and roll movies, The Last Waltz, the band's last performance, directed by Martin Scorsese, where Rob was a key person on the sound of that great performance. We're lucky to be joined today as Rob interviews Eliza Neals. Eliza is a Detroit-born composer, piano player, singer, songwriter, band leader, and is a specialist in the blues genre. She was fortunate to be mentored by Barrett Strong and is in town to do a live performance tomorrow in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. She has a great voice and great songs, and we're lucky to have her. So welcome to the show, Eliza.
Thank you so much, Paul. It's an honor to be here. I've been watching your show, saying, I gotta get there, and you've been such a supporter, and I appreciate
Thank you.
all your help for the blues and everybody out there doing it.
Well, let's get right into it. I'd like to start with a song that you can do an acoustic performance for us today. What song would you like to start with?
I'll play Bitten by the Blues, which is a song about me growing up in Detroit. Actually, it's a true story, how I actually merged into the blues from the more rock and roll scene. And check it out. You'll hear it all in the song.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's go over to the song then.
Born in a town called Detroit City, singing with my sister, looking oh so pretty. Daddy was a military man, didn't like his girl singing in a rock and roll band. One night baby got a hold of me, he set my soul on fire, he done set me free. Don't judge me till you walk in my shoes, I'm a rock and roll girl who been bitten by the blues. Oh yeah, I'm bitten by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Please don't make me choose, they both done save my soul. Bitten by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Please don't make me choose. I've been bitten by the blues. Yeah, yeah. Every day was a revival, singing songs every night, so survival. Coco and Etta paved my way. Janice and Jimmy told me what to say. Just like religion, saved my soul. Driving drunk all the way to Muscle Shoals. Don't judge me till you walk in my shoes. I'm a rock and roll girl who been bitten by the blues. Oh yeah, I've been by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Please don't make me choose, they both done save my soul. Bitten by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Make me choose. I've been bitten by the blues. I've been bitten by the blues. Oh, got to follow your voice, the one deep down inside. Ain't got no choice. If you've been bitten by the blues, you don't set yourself free. There ain't nothing left to lose. Bitten by the blues, bitten by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Please don't make me choose, they both done save my soul. Bitten by the blues, but I still love rock and roll. Please don't make me choose, choose, choose. I've been bitten by the blues, bitten by the blues. the blues.
Thank you, Eliza. That was a really great way to start the show. Hearing a little bit about your background, how you got into the industry, the blues, and I know this is something that Rob wants to further explore. So, Rob, welcome to the show, and here is Eliza to talk with you about her background and some of the things that are going on with her.
Sounds good. Hi, Eliza. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rob. It's an honor, like I told you.
Well, likewise.
Talking to you.
Fun. Okay, but anyway, it's good. I mean, I like what I've heard. You know, I wasn't, to be frank, I wasn't completely I wasn't aware of you until all this came about. But you know, it's like the Hong Kong phone book, the number of artists today. You know what I mean? So it's like hard to keep up with. But whatever the case may be, you've actually, you know, you've definitely got some experience. That's very obvious in hearing what you do. And interesting, you're from Detroit, you know, and I mean, last time I was at Detroit, I went to Motown Studios. I mean, this is like, I don't know, 20 years ago, just to see the old thing. You know, it was just amazing to see how small that room was where those records were recorded.
Yeah.
And with the very few microphones, this is why that you can't tell it's a little room. You know, when you close mic things, it's one thing, but when you use distant miking, you can really get the sense of the room. You know, you get a magnified sense of the room. So that little thing, that little basement sounded like this amazing studio somewhere, which is kind of a miracle. But anyway, cool being from Detroit. You've had a lot of good stuff, you know, in your access growing up. That's fantastic. And so I've heard you sell out at Legends, and that's a great place. I mean, I remember when I went there the first time, and Buddy is really amazing. You know, I mean, he is a force of nature. I mean, especially interesting about Buddy is the fact that he played with Muddy, and he was kind of like, really, he was in the Chess stable, but not really that well known, right? And then he was a late bloomer, and then he came out, and then he turned out to be one of the most amazing guitar players ever. Scared the life out of Jeff Beck, Jimi Hendrix, and Eric Clapton. All of them were just like scared to be on stage with him. Literally, they all told me that. And anyway, and he's just brilliant and still going, and that's fascinating. So how did you end up hooking up with him?
The first time I went to Buddy Guy's was I was living, you know, in the suburbs of Detroit. I was born in Detroit, but I said, you know, I put a record out in 2015, and I veered a little bit more into the blues. I was more of a rock soul artist and Motown, studying with Barrett Strong.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Detroit, Barrett Strong, and Motown.
I was studying with Barrett. I worked with Barrett for like 20 years when I was 10. And we've written over 60 songs together. I co-produced.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I co-produced his album Stronghold 2. Everything I release is on BB King's Bluesville and Sirius XM since 2015, that I wrote and produced with a friend of mine from Detroit. Anyway, under the tutelage of Mr. Strong, he said, you should go to Buddy Guy's and play. So I released this album called Breaking and Entering. It got right on BB King's Bluesville. So I said, I got to play Buddy Guy's if I'm going to be accepted in this genre on the radio. Let's go do it live. You know, of course, in Detroit, I was doing it, but Chicago is another story. So we went to a jam night, and he heard me sing, and he said, you can come back and play. And Marcel Maddox is his booking guy, and the family accepted me. And then I've played there at least 5-6 times, standing room only, and I was very terrified.
Well, no, I get that. And he was obviously
but I sang, and he loved it.
So. He was drawn to you, which is amazing. Yeah. That's a big endorsement, you know.
It was crazy, though. You know how it is. Being in the room with him, and then, you know, I was nervous to sing in front of Barrett as well.
Well, no, I bet. And, you know, what's funny about Barrett Strong is that original version of Money. This is a funny thing for me to say, but I'm going to say this. I'm a drummer, you know, and that's where I started with all this. That tambourine part on Money is the baddest ass tambourine part ever recorded on a record. I am dead serious. I mean, it's amazing. And my good friend Blondie Chaplin, who's from South Africa, like he pointed out, he's the guy that sang Sail on Sailor. He pointed out, I already knew this, but then we were listening to it together. He said, "Can you fucking believe this?" And he said, and then he got a tambourine. He was figuring out you had to like hit it on your chest and shake it around, do this whole fucking maneuver to get that thing. But it's like, I mean, what a funny thing to bring up. But God bless.
Oh,
Barry
that's true.
Strong.
They had
And what
Trick.
a great gift to be able to work with somebody like that. That's amazing.